especially women, up to 70% of us, but nobody is really talking about imposter syndrome. And I define imposter syndrome in a little bit different way than most people. To me, imposter syndrome has a lot to do with the three P's. And the three P's are perfectionism, procrastination, and people pleasing. Because if you are focused on any of those areas, it might be impeding how you are stepping into a room and showing up in a room. Let me give you a quick example. So, T.I. was in the movie Gangster with Denzel Washington, and they are getting ready to do a scene. And T.I. talks about how this is his first scene with Denzel Washington. Washington, of course, we know Denzel. He's a great actor, been doing acting for many, many years. And T.I. is pacing back and forth, and he's speaking his lines out loud, getting prepared for the scene that he is going to do with Denzel. And Denzel sees him and he pulls him over and he says, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I just don't get it. I just don't want to get it wrong." And Denzel tells him, "Do you know how many people wanted this role? Do you know how many people, how many actors could have stepped into this role and they picked you?" And Denzel basically told him, "Act like it." And so if you can have, if someone like T.I., who has been a rapper, been in other movies, has done the work, the practice, the acting coaches to be in the room, and he has imposter syndrome, it just goes to show how it can be the undercurrent of so many of our situations. Because the reality is, if you are suffering with imposter syndrome, that means that you are already doing things that you have not done. That means that you have already done the work to be in the rooms that you are in. That is one of the gifts of imposter syndrome. So let's talk a little bit about the three P's of imposter syndrome. The first P is perfectionism. And you might not think that perfectionism has a lot to do with imposter syndrome. However, it does. Because imposter syndrome is not imposter syndrome. Perfectionism is one of those things that can keep you stuck from moving forward, that can keep you second guessing, that keeps you in the edit room instead of continuing with the publishing of whatever it is you're doing. Perfectionism keeps you rewinding instead. When I grew up, we used to have boom boxes, and for me, if I was learning a new song, I would just continue to press rewind to learn it. However, that helped me to learn the lyrics, but the only way that I could um, really step into what I was doing was to hit the record button. When you are suffering or dealing with perfectionism, that means that you're not moving forward. You're not pressing the record button. You are continuing to be in the edit room, thinking about it, making it better, preparing, over preparing, preparing more. And that still does not help you move forward. It's kind of like watching people do it is not doing it. Reading about doing it is not doing it. Watching a podcast about doing it is not doing it. The only way to do it is to really get in there and do it. Let's talk a little bit about um, people pleasing. People pleasing is very interesting because um, your focus is more on other people than yourself. It's more on what you think other people are going to think about what you're doing rather than what do you think about what you're doing? How do you think you should move forward? What do you think is the best way to proceed from this point forward? Because it's really not about the thoughts of other people, because other people are not doing what you have been called to do. And the final P is procrastination. And listen, I'm telling you, this P is one that I continue to move through. It's one that, you know, it is one that even when I move through it, I'm just like, okay, I did it this time. Procrastination really keeps you stuck. It keeps you from moving forward because you're not doing the things that can move you forward. And it could be some of the smallest things that you are not doing. It could be you're not answering a text message. You're not answering someone who left you a message. You're not replying back to emails. That's probably a big one. It could be that you are not tackling your to do list. It could be, listen, it could be a whole host of things. One of the ways that I move through procrastination is I try to do it immediately. So I went to the doctor a couple days ago and I had to get this bone density test. And so she was like, okay, the office is going to be calling you for the bone density test. I was like, okay, no problem. So this office was really on it. So I had gone, I think I gone to get something to eat, and I was on my way to the bookstore. I was getting ready to walk into the bookstore and my phone rang and it was from a lab place. So I knew it was them. I almost thought I'll just let it go to voicemail and I'll call them later. Now, does that make sense that I have the time to do it? I just got back in my car, opposed to me having them leave a message and me holding in my head that I have to call them back, I have to call them back, I have to call them back, opposed to me just answering the call right now. We made the appointment, and that's one less thing that I had to worry about. So let me give you another example of when I did not handle um, procrastination well. I was interested in getting some not LASIK, laser work for this mustache. Okay, I wanted to get that done. And so they sent me a message. I opened the message, but I did not reply to the message and read the consent, this, that, and the other. I still have not done it. I got it 3 days ago. Opposed to when I opened up the email, me just taking a few minutes to read over it, sign it, and then send it back. Now I have been holding that in my head that I have to do it. I got to remember to do it. When you are not moving through procrastination, you are really not free because you are not doing the things that will help you to experience ease and grace. This whole thing about imposter syndrome, what it is, really, this is what I always think about. And I still, uh, sh- uh, it's still a challenge for me at times. But one of the things that I think about is if I'm already in the room that I'm questioning that I have the skills, gifts, and talents to be in. I'm already getting ready to do the speech. I'm already getting ready to talk to a client. I'm already doing the thing that I am not sure I'm qualified, capable of doing. And so think about that. If you were not, go back to the uh, T.I. being an actor. And sometimes it only happens when we're stepping into a new thing, when we are increasing or going to a higher level. That's when it happens the most because we may be unsure. Maybe this is the first time that we've done it. Maybe this is the first time that we've done it at the level that we're doing it. And that still does not mean that you did not have everything that you need to do it. And so remember that when you are thinking that you have imposter syndrome, that you're working through imposter syndrome, you already have everything that you need. And what you don't have You can learn along the way. You can ask questions. You can read a book, look at a podcast, go to YouTube University. You are smart enough to learn how to do the thing that takes courage. I hope that helped. Talk to you soon. Bye.